Good evening and welcome to News 20 at 5. I'm Amon Lott. The Tallahassee Police Department receives positive feedback from local residents for the accreditation of their division. CALEA is the name of the accreditation program. It stands for Commission Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. CALEA must be renewed every 4 years to keep TPD to keep their consistent status. The process usually takes 4 days during the renewal year. The following accreditation will be held in 2020. On the subject of residential surveying, a noise complaint ordinance is now in place for the energetic city that is Tallahassee. Residents that live in the center of Tallahassee amphitheater area meet with the city commission to voice their concerns on high volumes surrounding homes. There are mixed views on whether the ordinance is necessary or not. According to Tallahassee Police Department, a solution has been set for capping noise levels at certain amounts of decibels. In other news, gun laws for college campus authorizations see change through Florida's legislation. The Florida House says that the concealed carrying of firearms with a permit on college campuses is now prohibited. Exception for college students with a permit is to leave it in their car. This recent change in policy is based on the increase in mass shootings across the U.S. 74million.org claims that at least 31 people have been killed in campus shootings in 2018. Another predicament in the Tallahassee community involves the growing statistic of homelessness. The Big Bend Homeless Coalition shares that there are now 741 people that are homeless. 38% of those are people that are minors. Homeless shelters like the Kearney Center have expanded to provide emergency housing for over 300 adults nightly while serving at most 600 meals daily. This statistic contributes to Florida's overall homeless count at 32,109 in 2017. As stated by the Florida Department of Children and Families. An increase in homelessness comes with an increase in the exploitation of panhandling. Brea Hollingsworth tells us more.
Panhandling. To solicit or beg for money. We've seen it all the time, on public streets such as Tennessee or Capitol Circle, and even shopping plazas. Devin McKenzie was enjoying his walk with his girlfriend at Lake Ella on Saturday when he expressed his concern for panhandlers.
Yeah, I would say it is a little bit annoying. I guess I'm just coming to the park to enjoy my time. I'm not necessarily looking to dole out money to people at the park.
But is panhandling illegal in Florida? According to the 2011 Florida statutes, it is unlawful for anyone to willingly obstruct free use of public streets by impeding or restraining traffic. Tallahassee Police Department Public Information Officer David Northway says that panhandling is not permitted on city or state grounds. However, if a private business wants to allow it, it's up to them.
If a business would like to allow someone to be on their properties panhandling, that is something that they can work out, but it is not something, if it falls in the city limits, it's still considered to be panhandling.
Other Florida cities have their own laws against panhandling. For example, St. Petersburg has no panhandling zones, and Lake Worth banned panhandling in 2014. Panhandling may be illegal in Tallahassee. However, some Florida residents permit it as long as the person is carrying a permit. So is panhandling considered a nuisance or a crime? For News 20 at 5, I'm Brea Hollingsworth.
Thank you for that, Brea. It will be interesting to see how Florida officials monitor the status of panhandling in Tallahassee. At the school advisory meeting for Leon County Schools, a proposition expresses homeschool students should receive a GED instead of a diploma. As stated by the Florida Department of Education, there is no diploma that is received when customary homeschooling is complete, but a GED can be requested. Khan Academy states that most homeschool students chose not to pursue a GED based on college requirements. More negative than positive feedback is given by parents at the meeting. Speaking of meetings, the League of Women Voters Tallahassee invited candidates to address voters on issues that affected their communities. A few topics discussed include a possibility of the new Southside High School, retention rates, and virtual education. Candidates like Rocky Hanna and Jackie Pons share opposing views for resolutions in the community. This is also an opportunity for candidates to enhance their platform. The next voting session will be in the fall 2020. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the Florida legislative term and what the senators are doing for you.
Every day, our brave troops and their families stand up for us.
For years, we've asked so much of so few.
Now we have a chance to serve these heroes.
To give time, offer comfort, or lend a hand.
To ease the burden on a military family.
Let's honor their service by volunteering ours.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Current Florida senators and legislators start their term under the leadership of Republican Representative Joe Negron. Negron's political mission is to reform juvenile incarceration for college students. Another new and significant addition is Miami Senator Anatera Flores. She is the first Latina to be elected pro tempore. Flores is a Republican representative that has made it a priority to introduce more minority-inspired bills, such as an Independence Day for Indians. Economic development for independent businesses in Tallahassee anticipates a nemesis in time and bankruptcy. Companies like Logan's Roadhouse experience financial ruin due to the lack of customers, causing a low revenue in sales. However, Tallahassee officials have been doing their part in making a change for the better. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics reports a 1.3% increase in professional and business successes. This is recorded between November of 2017 to April 2018. The Appropriations Subcommittee on Transportation, Tourism, and Economic Development meets within the Senate to voice regulation of funds and employment opportunities. A few Senate members respond to the rise of employment in Leon County. The Florida Department of Economic Development announced an increase in employment by 1.4% from April 2017 to April 2018. Leon County particularly adds 1,000 jobs in this data. Other Senate members place emphasis on allocating funds for government to use towards alternative incentives. A statewide trail is in the works after Florida Greenway and Trail Foundation is approved to implement the strategy entitled SunTrail. The strategy stands for Shared Use Non-Motorized Trail. Florida Statute 339.81 expresses the need for the trail in creating recreational alternatives for Florida's residents and visitors, enriching the quality of life, reflecting responsible environmental conduct. This also allows pedestrians to access a variety of origins, destinations within limited exposure to motorized vehicles. Parking in the city of Tallahassee remains an uphill battle. Jessica Boyer to tell us more.
There are about 9,000 private parking spaces for non-residents and 400 on-street parking spots from Thomasville Road to Monroe Street in the Midtown area. A unanimous decision by the City Commission could mean more parking spaces in the form of a parking garage. Though this opens the door to more parking at Midtown, City Commissioner Gil Ziffer, who is familiar with the area, knows not everyone is thrilled.
Well, it's a mixed bag. Some people don't want more parking because they know that brings more development. But on the other hand, there are a lot of people that want more parking because it keeps the parking out of the neighborhood.
After hearing the Midtown parking study from Leon County Department of Planning, Land Management, and Community Enhancement, also known as PLACE, the benefits include secure parking, better redevelopment, and future revenue sources.
Midtown is a popular local site with historical neighborhoods and entertainment venues. More parking options will allow non-residents to enjoy the area without the hassle of finding a parking space.
PLACE presented several options and examples of parking structures that also provide housing for the city. The study issued in February looks at about 7 city and private-owned lands, and they are pleased with the direction from the commission.
It was good to get that direction up front. That's really the purpose of these monthly workshops with the City Commission, is to on a monthly basis give them some feedback on the priorities that they've set for the year.
The next step for PLACE is establishing a public-private partnership to work on a potential parking structure. Jessica Boyer, News 20 at 5.
Thanks, Jessica. A partnership is now in the works to create a new parking structure. Up next, we play catch-up with the Lady Rattlers volleyball team.
Okay, so who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
Who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
The Lady Rattlers have yet to gain a victory. After losing to the Lady Aggies of Texas A&M, head coach Tiano Trifonoff says the team has made a lot of errors. He also says it may be due to the new rotation of players early in the season and team members recovering from injuries. Players believe that it will only get better from here because they're competing with the top 25 collegiate volleyball teams in Florida. Although they take a win on the field against the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, the Florida State Seminoles take a loss on the team. Head coach Jimbo Fisher announces his resignation to take a $75 million contract with the Texas A&M Aggies. Fisher says he leaves proud as a proud coach now that the Seminoles are on their way to a conference game against the Clemson Tigers with a 2-2 record in ACC conference play. The Florida Disabled Outdoors Association hosts the 25th anniversary of Sports Ability at Tallahassee Community College. It is a 3-day event that is centered around inclusiveness and inspiration, largely for disabled citizens. Miss Wheelchair America 2014, Jennifer Adams, says people with disabilities tend to shut off to society, but finding self-motivation to have a voice in the community allows her to obtain opportunities in life that she would not have otherwise. The Tree to Tree adventure activity at the Tallahassee Museum offers an array of ziplining escapades. With over 52 acres of land, an athletics person can increase their skill level quickly. Raymond Armstrong, the co-manager of Tree to Tree Adventures, claims Soaring Cypress is their most popular ziplining course. Ranging from 2.5 to 3 hours long, it goes over swamp, vegetation, and animals. Rattlers baseball player Casey Reese takes student excellence to another level with juggling the title of husband, father, and student athlete. His daily schedule consists of getting up in the morning, tending to his infant son, attending classes, going to baseball practice, training in the gym, and spending the final hours of his day with his child and wife. Reese says it can be a bit challenging, but nothing he can't handle with a strong sense of faith.
Well, I married her because she was a friend, and she makes me laugh all the time, and I can see myself in the future with her, and I can trust her. So, and she's gorgeous, so I had to cuff that one, you know. So I believe anything is possible.
With his best friend being his wife and having the additional support from his mother, Casey Reese continues to care for his family, college and career, and athletic status. Have you ever rolled by a mural and wondered who did it and why? Well, stay tuned, because up next we have a preview of what Tallahassee artists are inspired by when they are giving a simple wall of a building to express their creativity on.
In your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
A mural is a large painting fixed on a wall or ceiling. The aesthetic pleasure of a mural can be used to rejuvenate the spirit of a city like Tallahassee. Sarah Painter, a home-based artist, seconds the notion, claiming she is amazed at the cultural revival of the city through murals. Street art illustrator Corey Ryan Williams feels respected for his work, having earned a commission for his very first mural. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Stay up to date with News 20 at 5 by visiting the FAMU online. You may also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Once again, I'm Amon Lott. Thanks for watching.
From the highest of 7 hills in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend, this is the award-winning News 20 at 5 Live.